Hey everybody.
Hey everybody,
Hi.
it's Craig and Gigi of
Yes.
Urban Awakening
Yes.
coming to you. We got some exciting stuff in the works and we wanted to create a little video here to tell you guys about it and to talk about a few things.
And if you guys haven't met Craig before on my page, Craig and I have been facilitating a gathering called Urban Awakening, and it shares the awakening journey with community. And we've been doing it for the past 2 years, and it's extremely fulfilling for us. And it's a way for us to share, again, the awakening journey with community. So what is awakening? And we're not going to describe it in a few minutes, so we're just giving you a little bit of the gifts that we've been given and passing it on and explaining it in a way that is simple, and it strips away a lot of the mythology that makes it like really big in our heads, you know?
Yeah, we're really excited to announce too, this will be a little taste of what's to come. We're just beginning to record a web series that is going to be coming out in the next couple of months, and it's going to be a weekly web series, both interactive online with us, and there's going to be talks and meditations and so shamanic ceremony, and it's all going to be woven together into this really complete teaching on deconstructing awakening. And the whole idea is to really debunk and to deconstruct a bunch of the different myths and the different projections and ideas that we have about the awakening process, and really bring it back down to our humanness, to our raw, vulnerable, amazing, unique humanness. Because Urban Awakening and what we've created and how we teach, it really is about that cross-section between our deep awareness and realization of our eternal nature, that deep oneness with spirit, and also our humanness and our human path, and how spirit and our humanness overlay. And it's really at that cross-section point that we really like to speak from. Like, how can we feel into our eternal nature and really honor all parts of our being, honor our vulnerability, honor our sadness, honor our raw humanness, our joy, our uniqueness, our creativity, while also maintaining a deeper connection to that sense of oneness.
This is so exciting. This is so exciting because on our paths, it was very much the negation of life. Very much stillness is this way, and you've got to meditate like this, and it looks, very put together and very much not messy, right? It's just very clean and very perfect. And
about the transcendent too, right?
Yeah. So, one of the first things that we learn on our paths, which is needed, is called in a way in non-dual teachings, is not this, not that. And that's a title for a phase that we're all in at first. And not this, not that means that there is a point as you're waking up that you start realizing that you are not your thoughts, that you are not your emotions, that you have this body, but that you are not just this body, that you are not the material things that you possess, that you are not the amount that's in your checking account. And you start pulling almost completely away from life and seeing life in a completely different way. And you're starting to answer within yourself, well, if I'm not this, then who am I? And you start touching deeper and deeper into this, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Who am I really? And nothing satisfies you until you really hit into who am I? And when you get that incredible taste of who am I, there's another part of the process that unfortunately isn't talked about too much. And I feel like our generation is really going to bring this in full force, because our generation is saying, we are going to do this fully in life. This is our urban awakening. We're fully waking up in these cities with full careers, educations, relationships, and everything. And so how do we bring this incredible silence and stillness into this full life? Because we're not in monasteries anymore. We're not up in the Himalayas or in seclusion anymore.
Yeah, and so how do we bring spirit into matter, into our physicality into our bodies, into our creativity? How do we bring spirit into matter? And these things happen, and what Gigi's speaking to is like these two different movements of awakening. And many people have experienced a peak experience in which their awareness expanded beyond them and they got in touch with something much more vast. The eternal nature of our beings got in touch with that sense of oneness, that feeling and that knowing that all is one, right? So there's this deep transcendent, and you could call that the divine masculine, this pure potentiality, the void, the emptiness, this connection of life that connects everything and really is the essence of everything. And so that first big movement, which is a huge shift in identity, you start to sense like, oh, I'm much bigger than this personality in this body. I'm much more vast than that. And that is a really beautiful experience. As many experiences as you can have, it expands your awareness of who you are in the world and your identity. And then the second movement that we are really excited about, it's even more exciting, I think, than the transcendent piece, is when spirit then starts to come down through the body and through our unique humanness and starts to manifest in the world. So it really becomes a co-creation. Spirit begins to come down through us and kind of co-creates with our unique personality. And then we truly get to be in the world in whatever way inspires us, whatever our unique truth is, whether we're an artist or a teacher or a scientist or an entrepreneur, like whatever our unique gift is, we start integrating that gift with the potency of spirit. And it really gets exciting and beautiful at that point. And part of that, though, part of spirit coming back into our humanness is to start to develop a deep sense of compassion and love for ourselves as things begin to arise. Because even though spirit's starting to move through us, we still have this human part of us that comes up. There's the sadness and the fear and the confusion and the doubt and shame, as well as peace and joy and all these, wonderful aspects that we, typically call spiritual. But a huge part of the journey of the spirit coming down through us is for us to open up to a gentleness with self, a compassionate heart for ourself and our experience, and to really embrace all parts of ourselves. Every part of ourselves is holy. Every part of ourselves is divine. And so that kind of like the deepest level, that's the non-duality in action, is that we begin to recognize that all parts of ourselves, and even these vulnerable, raw human parts, are just as holy as this vast spiritual awakening, this vast connection with the oneness of the universe. And then really that's when this idea of duality breaks down, and everything just is experienced as this vibrant spirit.
Mm-hmm. And that second movement of, yes, I am everything. I'm everything that arises within me. I'm not going to push or reject anything that comes up in me. That's a choice that we make. Where Craig was saying the spirit comes down, and again, like we're always looking in together, like where is, am I making a choice here? I'm making a choice. There comes a point where you do make a choice to say, I want to fully be here. I made that choice. Yeah. I want to fully be here.
I want to be human.
Yeah, fully, completely in my body, fully present, fully in this experience with everything that comes up with it. But the other thing is that you can't rush from one to another, is really enjoy where you are in the process. If you're still going through this process of, oh my God, wow, when I sit down and I become quiet, all of these things, just to have that innocent, childlike beginner's mind of, look at all of these thoughts that come up in my head. Look at all of these ways that I'm so attached to my experience. Look at all of the ways that I try to control my experience. Look at all of the ways that I judge others or judge my experience. And then the movement of coming and fully being here is to be with absolute compassion for yourself. Right?
Yeah,
the
wherever
biggest
you are in the
embrace
process
of yourself, of life, is going to be of yourself.
Yeah. The biggest embrace of love you'll ever make is your own humanity, is embracing your own humanity and your own spirit. So It feels good, right?
Yeah,
It feels like a good
really
spot
good.
to stop. And,
Yeah.
you know, we're going to be doing more of these Facebook Live videos. We have an event coming up, an Urban Awakening event at the Center on May 9th, Tuesday night, May 9th. And all that info is on our Facebook page, Urban Awakening Facebook page. And that's going to be a really special event. We're going to meditate, and we're going to kind of dive deeper into this, you know, idea of what is awakening and deconstructing the awakening process. And then, like we said, in the next couple months, we're going to have a very full, immersive web series that really dives deep into these teachings and actual and really practical, you know, practices that you can take with you and practice to make it experiential, not just an idea in your head, but a direct experience of your true nature.
Mm-hmm. So I'll leave the event for, I'll leave the link for the event up on the post. And hopefully we'll see you guys there.
Yeah. All right. Namaste.